This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for February 1, 2023, driver killed by gunmen on bike in Halfway Tree area. A Nissan X-Trail driver was shot dead at the intersection of Skibo and Cargill Avenues in St. Andrew on Tuesday evening. The victim has not yet been identified. It is understood that the now deceased man was trailed by men on a motorcycle who shot him multiple times before he crashed his car into a wall. He died on the spot. A team from the St. Andrew Central Police was still on the scene up to publication time. Teenager suspected to have committed suicide in Britain. The St. Catharines South Police are investigating a suspected case of suicide involving a teenage girl. The incident reportedly occurred in the Britain community. It's reported that a 16-year-old girl was found hanging inside the house where she lived. The teen's mother reportedly returned home about 6 p.m. and found her dead. Yes, I can confirm that the female teenager was found hanging, and the team has been dispatched to the scene. Acting head of the division, Superintendent of Police Hopton Nicholson told the news. 33-year-old man charged for cocaine seized at the Sangster Airport. 33-year-old Jermaine Scott has been charged in relation to the seizure of approximately 2.5 kilograms of cocaine at the Sangster International Airport in St. James on Sunday. He is charged with possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, attempting to export cocaine, and a conspiracy to export cocaine. He is to appear before the St. James Parish Court on February 3. Investigators assigned to the Narcotics Division arrested Scott at the airport after the cocaine was allegedly found in his possession during a law enforcement operation by the Narcotics and the Customs Contraband Enforcement Team. The cocaine reportedly has a street value of approximately US $125,000. Scott was charged on Monday following an interview which was conducted in the presence of his attorney. Bail application postponed for laborer accused of stealing $1.5 million. A St. Catherine man who is charged with larceny in relation to the theft of approximately $1.5 million was remanded when he appeared in the St. Catherine Parish Court on Tuesday. Calford Bryan, a laborer of Bogwalk, St. Catherine, is scheduled to return to court on February 20 when a bail application is to be completed. Attorney at law Lorenzo Eccleston made a partial bail application on Tuesday. However, it was revealed by the investigating officer that the complainant was recently murdered and the file was incomplete. It is alleged that Bryan was employed as a laborer at a house in Linstead, St. Catherine on January 17 when Jamaica $900,000 and the US $4,000 went missing while the complainant was absent. The matter was reported to the police and Bryan was arrested on suspicion of larceny. Senior citizen shot dead in Stony Hill. The St. Andrew North Police are keeping a close watch on the community of Rocky Valley in Stony Hill following the brutal murder of an elderly carpenter and political activist later on Monday. The dead man has been identified as 62-year-old Bertram Johnson, otherwise called Tens. Reports are that about 9 p.m., Johnson was having dinner at home with his common-law wife when he sought to attend to a customer inside a shop he operated. Johnson went outside and several explosions were heard, the news understands. Johnson's body was found in a pool of blood with a gunshot wound to the upper body. A motorcycle was reportedly heard speeding away from the crime scene. Rock Valley residents told the news that they were fearful of a reprisal as Johnson was a much-respected figure in the community. A long time not go on around a valley. Fighting go on and you hear 1 and 2 shot fire. But the place did good coming from the dark days. Them man their foundation in the place. Not everybody did with him obviously, but him have respect, a male resident who requested anonymity said on Tuesday. Another resident was concerned that the murder could cause tensions to rise and put a damper on commerce. The place have to go lockdown earlier and businesses are go spoil. We never want this for the community because a new year now and a better people want. Crime shut down place and people live in fear, the woman told the news. A senior cop who asked her not to be identified emphasized that the investigation was in its early stages and that the police are following several lines of inquiry. Mr. Johnson is known by the police. He was charged last year with illegal possession of a quantity of ammunition, so all avenues will be explored, the senior cop said. The St. Andrew North Police Division recorded one murder up to January 29. That represents a 66.7% decline when compared to the corresponding period in 2022. Other serious crimes, including shootings, injuries, rape, and break-ins in the division have also declined. The 3 robberies tallied so far in 2023 are par with year-on-year records. Gage-grey's CPFSA contract terminated. The government has terminated the contract of Chief Executive Officer of the Child Protection and Family Services Agency, Rosalie Gage-grey. The news sources say Gage-grey's termination letter was finally signed by Governor General Sir Patrick Allen after an almost week-long delay. The Public Service Commission had submitted its decision to terminate Gage-grey's services more than 1 week ago, based on a report by the Office of the Children's Advocate into the CPFSA's relationship with disgraced American educator Carl Banks. The Governor General took a little time to sign the dismissal letter, but it was signed last Friday. However, there can be no official announcement yet, as the terms of her separation are being finalized, said one source. There is no way she could stay after the OCA said she displayed a grave lack of understanding, at best or at worst, an act of willful blindness to the scope of her administrative and moral responsibilities, added the source. Gage-grey was appointed CEO of the then Child Development Agency in March 2014. The CPFSA was formed years later out of a merger of the CDA and the Office of the Children's Registry as the leader of Jamaica's child protection system. Gage-grey began her early career in the public service in 1987 in the then Income Tax Department. After successfully completing the Revenue Agents Training Program, she was assigned to the Ministry of Finance in October 1989. She then moved to the CDA in 2003 in the position of Director, Human Resource Management and Administration, a post she held until her appointment as CEO. She holds a Master's of Science in Human Resource Development in 1999 from the University of the West Indies and a Bachelor of Business Administration Management in 1992 from the University of Technology, Jamaica. Following the release of the OCA report last month, Minister with responsibility for information, Robert Morgan, said it would be difficult for Gage-grey to remain head of the CPFSA after she was accused of a gross breach of care for engaging Banks, whose teaching license had been revoked in the U.S. for inappropriate contact with a minor. The OCA report had recommended that disciplinary action be taken against the Gage-grey for her gross breach of the duty of care owed to wards of the state and the former wards. In March 2021, Nationwide News Network first reported about the partnership between the CPFSA and Banks' charity, Embracing Orphans, which led to the establishment of the Father's House, a transitional facility for female wards of the state in 2014. The CPFSA learned of Banks' past from as early as 2018, but the relationship was only severed in 2021 after the news report. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.